Colby, I'm curious, how much of this fight is about having a big fight and how much of it is about fighting Jorge Masvidal?
This is just a personal rivalry. This isn't about the money. I didn't come here to fight for money. You know, I took a pay cut. I didn't care about the money for this fight. This is about settling a blood rivalry. You know, this is a long time coming. You know, this guy's been holding it off as long as he could until he had no chance. Now, or no other opportunities. You know, this is the biggest opportunity he can get to pay his alimony, to pay his child support. So, of course, he's got to come and take this losing paycheck.
When you said that you got a pay cut for this fight, I'm curious, are you still getting a slice of the pay-per-view, or did you agree to forgo that just to get this fight?
Yeah, I forego the pay-per-view. I don't care about the pay-per-view for this fight. You know, this is a personal fight. I want to come and put on a show to the UFC and show that I'm deserving of being a lifetime UFC fighter.
Is there going to be any issue for you controlling the emotion in the cage, or once you're in there, will it just be another fight?
It's just another fight for me. You know, I put the emotions to the side. You know, I'm not an ultimate feelings champion. I'm an ultimate fighting champion. So there will be no feelings involved and no mercy on Jorge Masvidal on Saturday night.
How about this particular fight, though, Jorge? I mean, love it or hate it, right? As you said, it's not personal, but there's so much going on here. Like, I imagine on the one hand, you get to settle a score, and that's going to feel really good. On the other hand, he's getting a lot of spotlight. He's getting a nice paycheck as well. He's getting to bathe in some of that attention. So is there a part of you that hates this, that you had to give that to him?
You know, not only do I fight for a living and I get to punch people in the face, but every once in a while I get to punch somebody in the face that I really don't like, and I get paid for it. So on that end, I love it, you know, that he's like the worst selling pay-per-view performer in the whole division, and I'm gonna just upcrease his namesake, you know. But at the same time, I'm gonna send him to the hospital, Ben Askren style. So what's it good? And anyways, he doesn't get pay-per-views, so it's really like a lose-lose. He's gonna get his flat fee and all that, but he doesn't get pay-per-views. So it's like, fuck you 3 times, you know.
What do you make of his talk? I mean, he was just here recently talking about your family, talking about, you know, the people around you. I mean, do you take that as, okay, well, the guy's just trying to hype a fight, or do you take it as legit personal? I mean, is it?
No, I take it as legit, like, I'm going to fuck you up, you know. Like I said, nothing's personal, but this is as close as it comes to it. For many reasons, I want to hurt this guy like I've never hurt nobody before. When he's talking about my kids, there's kids, religion, people's wives. I think that's beneath us. Let other people, other sports do that. We don't need to do that. When it's 2 men getting in that cage or 2 women getting in that cage, you don't need to do that. We're going to fight and we're going to find out. If you want to talk crap about me, about my speed, my reflexes, I get all that, but what do my kids have to do with it? Another thing that I don't get, why does he talk about women so much? Every chance he gets, he attacks Amanda, attacks Joanna, or any of these fighters. And I think I figured it out. There's some doctors that we've been talking to. I think he's going to have a sex change, and then he's going to go on over and start fighting women maybe, because, as he says, he's just building a pay-per-view, you know? So maybe that's what he's doing. So he's a very interesting character, a lot of flaws in his head, and I can't wait to straighten him out.
He said that when you guys used to spar together, he used to be able to make you quit through body shots and things like that. I'm curious, he even asked his interviewer to ask you if that was the case. Did you ever quit in sparring through body shots?
Not one time. You can't believe anything that guy says. He's full of lies, full of manipulation to the media to make him look like the good guy. You know, he likes to always say I was sleeping on his couch. No, this is 2022. Get your gender pronouns right. I slept on her couch. And by her, I mean his wife. They're still legally married, Maritza Masvidal, the lady that sacrificed it all so we could chase our dreams together, you know, so we could just be focused on our dreams, you know. And he's out there cheating on her, cheating on his wife, cheating on his kids. So Saturday night, this is for Maritza and all the people he backstabbed.
Acknowledging gender pronouns is very progressive of you, Colby. I'm kind of surprised. He said that the headline on Sunday morning will be Colby in critical condition, might not make it. In your opinion, what will the headline be on Sunday?
The only people that are in critical condition on Sunday are his kids. You know, he turned his back on them. He doesn't want to, you know, own up and be the dad that he should be to them. He's a deadbeat dad. He's a deadbeat person, and he's just going to be playing dead on Saturday night on pay-per-view.
Tactically speaking, obviously, we know you guys spend a lot of time training together, so I do wonder, what advantages do you take out of that time together? I mean, is there something that you know about, you know, whether it be psychological, whether it be about tactical, whether it be about, you know, his approach to things? Is there anything that you take out of that time that you had together that you can use?
I've never quit on a session, right? Like when me and him go, I've never quit, no matter how much. If it was a wrestling session, no punches involved, and he just beat me up wrestling, I never quit. He's quit when we're going strikes, you know, and from body blows and stuff like that. He's gotten upset, taken his gloves off, walked out of the cage. he's had to have the coaches talk to him and say, hey, man, it's just training, relax. You know, you're getting a little bit too heated. Just get back in there. You know, it's all good. I've never done that. You know, I'll take my ass whooping like a man, and I'll give my ass whooping like a man. Like I've said in numerous interviews, he could be an all right hammer. That he could do. He can never play the nail role. And as soon as things don't start to go his way, man, he quickly unfolds. It's a snowball effect. We've seen him. You'll see the facial expressions he makes when things ain't going his way. When Woodley Alves wasn't giving in to him and put him in a little guillotine before he could even sink it in tapped, you know. It's just, it's the nature of the beast. He's a good hammer, but never a nail.
Cool, right here. During that same interview, Jorge brought up things like a poker debt that like you were in after playing poker so much, and he brought up he kind of viewed himself as your mentor rather than your brother. So what do you make of all these other things he's saying?
You know, I just have to laugh at that. You know, I got a house on me right now. If you see my jewelry, this is a legit house around my neck. So, you know, anything the media says or he says is inconsequential. You know, there's no truth to it, and it's just more lies. You know, you can't believe anything that guy says. He says he was going to the White House to you guys. How many times did he go to the White House? You know, what did he do for Donald Trump? Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about him. You know, he just used him to get the Latin vote. So, you know, no one cares about George and all his lies and manipulation. He's a thief. Look at him. He went to jail twice for grand theft. The guy's a thief. He's a backstabber. The guy's the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth.
I think on the countdown you also said because of your quote-unquote good lifestyle choices is what leads to your incredible cardio. So specifically, what do you mean by these good lifestyle choices?
Yeah, I live the life every single day. You know, you don't see me in the club, you know, partying every weekend, you know, living this lavish lifestyle. You know, yeah, I like to buy some nice jewelry and you know, have, because I can afford it, but you know, I live a very clean lifestyle. I eat healthy food every day. I'm in the gym every single day trying to get better, work on my crafts. I never ask for handouts. I'm not like George Masvidal. That guy's the definition of handouts. He used to use an Obama phone. He used to use food stamps for the government. He's Fidel Castro Jr. The guy's the definition of communism. And here he is trying to act like he's a right-winger now. So it's just funny, the hypocrisy.
You know, we saw after his last fight him kind of say, Usman, you know, it was just about business and money. I mean, you win this fight, he gets up and says, hey, Jorge, you know, we was just selling pay-per-views. It's all good. Do you accept that from him?
He knows me like through and through, you know. He would never dare do that. You know, he wouldn't get close to me in any circumference or anything like that. He wouldn't put himself at a chance where I could end his ass again, you know, especially because he's talked about my kids. My kids don't do a pay-per-view sell. Like, people ain't tuning, oh, he's talking about his kids, I'm really gonna tune in now. You know, he talked about Usman's dad, I don't know how many times, calling him all types of things, Usman's mom, and then you're gonna say it's just business, I'm selling pay-per-view, I love you, bro, when he had said for months, I'll never shake this guy's hand. That shows how much of a coward he is, what a snake he is, bro. He'll say whatever and whenever, and then when the light's on him, when it's time to be a man about it, he does what he does. You know, I can't respect him in any way, shape, or form, man, you know? And kind of like Ben Askren, like I don't care for Ben Askren. And if Ben Askren we're in a place and he says something to me, then shit, we could either fight or not. You know, if he's cool, I'll be cool, or we could fight. But with Kobe, it'll always, for as long as we both live, will always be a problem. Just because he mentioned my religion, just because he mentioned my kids. And I think for future generations, I don't want the 10-year-olds that are going to be in the sport taking over in the future thinking that's how you sell pay-per-views. Because again, I say he is the worst selling pay-per-view guy. Even with all his antics and talking about everything under the sun, doesn't sell no pay-per-view. So obviously it doesn't work, you know.
And George is in one of these rooms around here. We don't know where, but well, this will be the closest you've been to him, well, I'm presuming since an alleged incident at ATT. When was the last time that you remember seeing George face-to-face, and what happened? Yeah,
face-to-face in a room, you know, besides, you know, a little Zoom interview with Stephen A. Smith last week. Yeah, since I think we got separated. No, I think it was UFC Anaheim when Daniel Cormier was fighting Stipe. And yeah, that was the last time I fought him. He was yelling from the 5th row back because, of course, he didn't have front row seats like me. He wasn't the best fighter in the world with a championship belt around his waist. So, you know, that's all he does. He's all bark. He's all talk. He's no walk.
And final one for me. Are you willing to bury the hatchet after the fight regardless of the result?
Absolutely not. Who wants to bury the hatchet with a criminal, with a thief, with a dirtbag scumbag, dude? A guy, more of his family likes me than they even like him. So I'm not burning it with this dirtbag criminal. You know, anytime I ever see that guy, he's going to have to leave Miami. The city isn't big enough for both of us. So if I see him in Miami, he's getting dropped in his head. But he doesn't even train in Miami, actually. He's from Broward County. He trains in Coconut Creek, Florida, and lives there. I'm from Miami. I live in Hialeah. I train in Hialeah. I'm in the heart of Miami. So I'm the king of Miami. I'm going to prove it on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Jorge, do you look at Colby now, and from that guy who used to live with you, do you even recognize him, or is he completely 100% changed as a person?
It's not that he's changed as a person, because the only thing shittier than his current act is his real self, you know? He would take my coach went with him to Brazil. My coach coached him in his amateur fights all the way to he fought RDA, and we were both in his corner cheering him on for him to get that belt. And as soon as he had the chance to like do right, pay this guy, man, because he's been with you 4 or 5 years, hasn't made a fucking penny. Now you finally earned some coin, pay this guy back. What did he do? Fuck you, paid him $0, you know? So I don't know, man, what to tell you. He's just as shitty as he was then, and it's just a little bit more personified for the TV. It's a little bit more glorified for the TV, how shitty he could be. I'm sure he left everybody here with a bad taste in their mouth. You guys don't have to all agree at once, but fuck, bro, nobody could stand the guy, you know? It's just bad antics after bad antics. Then after that, when he's in the corner, the UFC was gonna cut me. The UFC was gonna cut me, so I had to change my whole persona. You're still not selling no fucking pay-per-views, bro. You know, and then just 6, 7 months ago, I got the video clip here somewhere. If somebody wants to play, Jorge Masvidal's my best friend. Jorge Masvidal's my best friend. You ain't never heard me say that on tape. But what happened, man? Because 6, 7, 8 months ago, he was saying I was his best friend. What happened, bro? What, you didn't pay my coach and I didn't like that? You know, you fucking coward.
Is there an argument? People always say, like, oh, Colby's just playing a character. But if you're playing a character all the time, at what point are you not even playing a character anymore? At what point are you just that person?
Jorge's my best friend. Jorge's my best friend. Jorge's my best friend.
What the fuck? That was like 8 months ago, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You ain't never heard me say that on video. Why was he saying that? Because I was already a household name, a star. So he's just trying to align himself with that. Ask him any question about Trump policies or anything that Trump changed or didn't change, and see what the fuck he tells you. He can't tell you shit. He just wanted to tie his name to something that was fucking going up. You know, whether people loved him or hated him, he's like, let me attach my name to that because I could get some fame with that. The guy's a fucking complete chameleon, bro.
Colby right here. Colby, everyone's obviously wondering about, you know, like, are these guys going to be able to keep those emotions in check? What's going to happen when the cage door closes? Can you explain as best as you can, when you guys are in there, the ref says go, what do you think is going to be going through your mind when you're finally face-to-face, could throw hands with Jorge?
You know, a lot of violent intentions. You know, I'm gonna inflict a lot of pain on this guy. He's talked recklessly, you know, and just a lot of lies and trying to make me look like the bad guy and trying to make put himself in a positive light. So I'm just gonna inflict pain on him. I'm not gonna think about, you know, all the emotions and all the energy and, you know, our past. I'm just gonna think about the present and the moment and putting that guy in his death chair.